Hello, everyone, and welcome to Metal Matrix After Dark. You know, the more you expect something to improve, and then the second episode comes out and it gives you everything you expected that you were going to get from the first episode. What am I talking about? Well, Star Trek Starfleet Academy, episode number 2, met my expectations and even exceeded them in regards to the utter crap that it spewed out. That is why I did episode 1 first review and then watch episode number 2, so I wouldn't get the jaded feeling that I thought was going to happen. And sure enough, it did not surprise me. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a Star Trek fan and you did like the first episode, don't go any further. Don't go any further. The second episode was like a disjointed storyline that didn't know where it wanted to go. And it was like 5 writers got together and said, let's do this, let's do that, and throw it together and see what we get. Woohoo! Logic be damned. Logic be damned. Storyline be damned. Let's not follow everything. Let's not make it look like some of the scenes were filmed before the beginning part of the episode. And then we forgot to add this in, or oh shit, we forgot about this. We're gonna just throw it in anyways. I digress in regard. It was hard to chew. And of course, it had its stupid identity politics in it. I'm not going to delve too much into the review. I'm just going to say it was complete, utter garbage. And if you don't want any spoilers, please, you can stop right now. I'm going to go in a little bit, but I'm not going to get too detailed about it. I'm just going to talk about the complete, utter crap that was in it. I'm just going to point some items out, and then that's the end of my review, because it doesn't even deserve a review. It doesn't. It is just like it's regurgitated crap, I have to say. All right. I'm assuming you've gone now. Here we go. We get Holly Hunter's character doing his big speech and saying, this is our time now, blah, blah, blah. And we go to different locations of Starfleet training and everything else. And again, I know some people are going to be upset at me because they were not too happy that there is a Jem'Hadar Klingon crossbreed in the episode. But again, as somebody who would go, okay, Gene Roddenberry's done that where he made the Borg all of a sudden, and I can't remember, Rick Berman made the Borg all of a sudden more human than what they were at the beginning of when we were introduced to the Borg. I can accept some changes, because history change over time. There might be an ability to do this, that the Jem'Hadar somehow are able to breed, even though they are genetically growing, but that's neither here nor there. Gina Yasher does an excellent job in portraying that character, in my opinion. People are not going to agree with me on that. I get it. I understand it. But in the context of the character and its crossbreed, she plays it very well, in my opinion. And that's, like I said, you can disagree with me on that, but that's my opinion. And that's the only good part about this whole Academy, is that she does portray the character the way I think it would have been portrayed. Robert Picardo, the Doctor, I don't know what's going on with that. In my opinion, my wife disagrees with me. I think they're playing him as a buffoon, not to the potential that he can be. It's like some kind of side character of, we're, just to remind us that, Voyager was there. Star Trek Voyager was there. We're going to use a little bit of that nostalgia to bring people like me into it. Well, you know what? If you can't play the character the way it should be after he's been around for 400 years, don't bother. Just don't bother. Let's move on. The next garbage comes in is when the Beta Z delegation shows up at Starfleet because apparently I didn't watch Discovery, but they isolated themselves with a psionic wall and they were welcome to join Starfleet. They show up, they start doing sign language. They are telepathic individuals. They don't need to do sign language. They can do things telepathically. Even if the individual cannot speak, you could have a device that's able to communicate through his telepathic abilities to the individuals out there if you don't want them to be what they would call mind rape, as you would say, by going into their minds and speaking directly into their minds. If that's what you're worried about and everything else, there's, we have technology back in this day and age in Starfleet that would be probably able to do that. If you wanted to do something about sign language for inclusivity, wouldn't it have been more brilliant to come up with a race that cannot speak and the only way they can communicate is by sign language? Amazing. Oh, I wrote that up in 2 minutes. A new race that cannot speak due to its intricacies or whatever you want to do and can only communicate by sign language. Wow. Amazing. No, we're going to take a race that has telepathic abilities and they're going to sign language. And then we get introduced to the next two characters that are going to join Starfleet Academy from Beta side. And the one girl, she has got so much, she has high powers, psionic powers, that they have a neural suppressor on her. Okay, fair enough. Plausible. But again, isn't that just prisoning somebody, putting somebody behind a prison wall? Or it's okay, whatever. I just love the inconsistency of preaching diversity, equity, and inclusion, and as they call the message. And you got somebody that has a neural suppressant that is suppressing their abilities. Okay, fair enough, if that's what you want to do. Anyways, this character, I can't remember how her name is pronounced, Tamara Sandal, meets Kleb, and they start interacting with each other. And Kleb is more concerned about wanting to find where his mother is. She's supposed to be on this specific planet or location, can't find it in Starfleet archives. But all of a sudden, Tamara has the Beta Z star charts and shows them, and miraculously, guess what? It's there. Oh, surprise, surprise, surprise. I knew that from the friggin' beginning when they talked about they didn't know where the planet was. I said, it's behind the Beta Z psionic wall. Only an idiot would not think about that. And he could have asked, instead of him going, hey, do you have star charts? No. Anyway, I digress. Eventually, they argue, not fight, sorry, they argue, and then they separate, and they're mad at each other, and the Beta Z's mad at Starfleet because it's not giving what it wants, and they leave. They're about to leave. And then Holly Hunter's character comes up with a bright idea and brings them back, and then she is the rescue to bring Beta Z back in, not the Starfleet commander, Charles Vance, or Odell Furr, who's the actor. No, she says, you know what? You say more of the things stay the same, the more they should change. We're going to change and move Starfleet's headquarters to Beta Z. Okay. Fair enough. Piss on Gene Roddenberry's, vision. Because, she makes the decision. We have discussed with the Starfleet membership, and they have agreed to move. No, it was we're going to move it to appease you, Beta Z, because we want to give something different. So let's just piss off on Earth now and move Starfleet over there. So this is what's going to happen. I can tell you probably down the line, because there's a war academy in Starfleet, which was from Earth when Starfleet left Earth. For whatever reason, why Starfleet left Earth, have no idea, being that it was the founding member of Starfleet, along with Andor, Vulcan, and Teleprime. 4 species brought together and shared ideas of forming an earlier alliance, and then eventually bringing other members in. Oh, well. So be it, founding members. And that was the one thing I noticed in the whole thing about Starfleet Academy. There was very few Vulcans, no Andorians that I saw whatsoever in the background or anything like that. I could have been mistaken. I was going to rewatch it and see if I could spot anybody like that in there. Nope. One Klingon, the original Klingon. Again, Klingon was not original member, but eventually became a member of Starfleet. There was a bunch of other ones. And again, we don't see very few of those original members. And yeah, there you go. There you have it. That's my review. Basically, it was all over the place. It didn't know what it wanted to do other than move Starfleet off Earth. That was the prime thing of the whole show, in my opinion, was let's get Starfleet off Earth, because, Earth is bad. Because humans are bad. That's what we're going to see in regards to the War Academy. Mark my words. Okay, I'm done here, because I just to be honest, don't really want to watch episode 3 after watching episode 2. Even my wife, who liked episode 1 better than I did, said it was utter crap. So that goes to tell you, somebody who's not a Star Trek fan, who liked the first episode, looks at the second episode and goes, what the heck is this? And I said, yep, that's what I expected from the first episode. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming in and listening to my review. As always, take care of everyone. Hug somebody. Keep on smiling. And peace out.